This may be taken to be a sequel to my video on the secrets to happiness. In addition to what I said there is one very, very important thing which must be tackled or avoided. You are lucky if you don't have to. That is the company or influence of toxic people or negative people. Toxic and negative are not the same. All toxics are negative, but all negatives may not be necessarily toxic. In any case, toxic people are, by interpretation, those who toxic, SICK, they are toxic. There will be some people from among whom you know, could be even from your family, who always make you feel low, always harms your self-esteem, always ridicules you, or even tries to harm you, or even bullies you in presence of others. These are surely toxic people. One golden rule is not to have any communication with them. But this may not be always possible, so try to avoid them as much as you can. Otherwise, you will be infected by a virus more serious than COVID 19. One top strategy of toxic people is that they make you feel responsible for what you are actually not responsible. They spread lies about you, rumors about you, and then suddenly at some point of time or other they will attack you in front of others and will say that you did this and these things which you never did, never thought, but you will be taken aback in such a way that you cannot give counter. So I think by now you would know these people. So have a strategy. One is to avoid, and one, the second is, if you cannot directly encounter when you are told such and such things, you said, no, I never did. You give proof. Like that. If you do it 2 to 3 times, they will recoil. One of the way again they want to get close to you is by selling their stories of sadness. How sad they are, how sad things in their family or office are, or etc. etc. And then they get close to you and then starts feeding on you emotionally, at the same time keep kicking you for their own pleasure. So at all costs avoid this. Just as we use masks for COVID pandemic, for toxic people have a mental mask. You have a mental map. By now I have given sufficient indication that these and these people are toxic for me. So I will not talk to them beyond the minimum functional thing. Even no need to greet them. Sometimes when you greet them, they will not greet you back. Again, sometimes they will greet you back on their own. So you will be left in confusion. That is their strategy. So just don't care, don't bother, avoid. And if in spite of avoidance there is a kind of, as I said, further attack on you in front of other people, directly encounter, talk back, no problem. Because basically they are cowards, they will not pursue these things beyond a point, so it will be taken back. I mean, they will be uh, showed their proper place. However, at some point of times it so happens, some points of time rather, that the toxic people themselves are basically in need of some psychological support, mental support. All need, but sometimes the toxic behavior could be a signal of a deep crisis going on in their life. If you feel a good friend has turned so or behaving in this manner, try to talk to him or her, try to find out the cause, and visit a counselor for unraveling what is at stake in his or her life. However, don't feel responsible. Never feel responsible for what you have not done or said. That is the job of the toxic people, to make you feel responsible for what you have not done or said or thought. So, you be responsible for only what you have actually done, not for what people say, toxic or otherwise, or imagine you to have done. That is very important. And so I'm sure if you follow this sixth step in addition to the five that I have spoken about, there will be abounding happiness.